Oh, hi, we're proper influencers today. We have something to unbox. Now, this is not sponsored, but this is a package from Madcave, and they wanted me to open it to talk about their Endless Night crossover. I've been reading a lot of Madcave comics lately. I started off because they've been doing a lot of fun stuff with IPs. They've got the Flash Gordon stuff going on. They've got Dick Tracy. We did a whole video on that. They're starting off with the Phantom. There was a free comic for Free Comic Book Day, but the line was too long and I was with all my kids, so sadly I could not get that. I feel like I'm very menacingly smacking these scissors. But they also have a bunch of their own original content. Now, a lot of that's really fun too. I have a really good time with mugshots. Pop Kill, which is also going on, is a lot of fun, but they have a whole universe that they've been working on, and those titles are set to come together in this crossover event, Endless Night. Endless Night is the result of Madcave CEO and creative director Mark London having several of the series he has been writing cross over, specifically Revolution 9, Hour of the Wolf, and Exit City. Also, the Hour of the Wolf is a great name because it's also a real supernatural concept. It's got to compete with the Witching Hour, though. This has resulted in the Underworld Universe, which is an attempt by London to bring together a whole host of different comic book genres for something fun. He stated, yes, I have quotes, "So what happens when an assassin, a monster hunter, and a detective walk into a bar? Most of my ideas, they really come from my childhood. They say, write what you know. I devoured so much when I was growing up. We decided to assemble this project. I was like, okay, how can I go back to those early meetings that we had with Madcave of trying to come up with these types of stories that dealt with explosive action, weird, creepy supernatural elements, and also with crime noir, science fiction elements. It's reliving all those things, all that fire that I had back in the day when we decided to start this publisher. Cliff Notes descriptions for each series ahead. Revolution 9 is about the Order of Nine, one of those secret running the world behind the scenes type of orders, and the defection of the assassin Velveteen. So that's the one that's spy thrillery. Hour of the Wolf, the more horror outing about Owen Blackwood, who operates trying to stop supernatural happenings across time, but only has the Hour of the Wolf to do so, and also has ties to another organization, so he's operating under Persona 3 rules. His story started with him trying to save this family who had come into contact with this supernatural artifact, a creepy painting. This is the one that got me into this universe because I can't resist a creepy painting. Last but not least is Exit City, the more noir outing, and also the setting for Endless Night, and seemingly Mark London's soft favorite based on interviews. Here we've got Detective McCormick and Miller trying to solve a crime in a city which is a man-made island off of California, where they police by algorithm, which is nowhere near as cringe as it sounds. This is more of your standard detective, oddly matched partner thing. So let me open this box. What's in the box? Lots of people, when they think about what's in the box, they think about Seven. I think about Once Upon a Time. There was the whole what's in a box, and then it turned out to be a typewriter. Who else remembers that? Just me? Boxes are hard to open. Ha! Let's see what was in the box, shall we? They weren't joking about not bending it. There's a case file in here. I'm gonna cut through the bubble wrap. Save that for my kids to open later. Okay, so what are we looking at in here? So we have a few covers in here that I want to show you. Look at that. Very nice. So for those who have not been following this universe, let me read for you the background card. Firstly, so we have this background card here, so let me read that for you. Dramatic reading. Background. Endless Night is Mark London's new series combining the shadowy intrigue of noir, the tension of a crime thriller, and the heart-stopping dread of supernatural horror. There may be clues in his previous works as to what forces are at play in this event. The Case. Exit City, which is such a fun name, has been trapped in an unending night. In these files, you'll discover information about the individuals in this unlikely alliance. Can you put the clues together to find out what they're facing up against? Not who, what. Be concerned when it's not a who, but a what. So what they have here is a little clue card. It's really cute. It's a reminder to go to the comic book shop on June 4th. So let me read you the clue. To find out what happens next, visit your local comic book shop on June 4th, 2025 and pick up Endless Night #1. And if you want to pre-order, you can do it by the 12th. So I made it. I just made the cutoff. So what we have in here also is a little preview packet of who some of the characters are. They've really been putting a lot of effort into building up this universe. So after exploring these individually, they were each 4-issue minis. This really seems to be something that London is having fun with. He stated, "You don't need to read Revolution 9 or Hour of the Wolf or Exit City to understand the crossover. It's going to be at the end of the day your choice. But if you read all of them, you're going to get a better experience. This is an experiment from an indie publisher that's grown up with those types of stories that really wants to try to make a difference in the space with the different readers out there." Endless Night has a setup of Axel Black, the head of the Order of Nine, sending his operatives to look for a mystic artifact in Exit City. It's being written by Mark London, with art by Tom Derenick with colors by Juancho Velez. So what's in this file? This was the confidential file that came with it, the whole do not bend. Oh, I almost don't want to break the seal. There's a little authorization seal here. I almost don't want to cut through it. I'm going to though. They really did go out of their way to make it like a little evidence file, which I think is so cute. I love this. I gasped. I adore this. There's a real paperclip here, guys. So you see here, we have some classified files. Here is a little faux newspaper clipping. The one thing I will say is yellowing. If they had added some yellowing to this, that would have been just, chef's kiss. I know it probably isn't meant to be that old, but just when you see something like this, I feel like you expect it to be yellowed, maybe a little burnt. Like you pulled it out of a fire or something. This is bizarre incident in Exit City Hotel. Room results in multiple deaths. Missing person of interest still at large. These do look like photos you would see in an old school kind of article. They try and be less grisly about the photos they release these days. So let me open the evidence packet. It's attached with tape. I guess I have, how do I break this seal? I'll give it a nice little slice. We're gonna slice this part, open our little evidence baggie. We're corrupting evidence. It also has the instructions like, don't open this. So now that I'm opening and ruining the seal on the baggie, I'm terrible at opening things, by the way. That's my secret. Look at this. It's a little timepiece. It's got some really nice embossing on the back. You can wear this. And I am 100% going to go full Owen Blackwood. Can you actually wind it? You can wind it. Even if it doesn't actually keep time though, I adore things like this. I know you could probably actually attach this if you're proper and you had like a waistband coat or something like that, but I will wear this. I really like this. This is relevant to the event because there's a whole time element going on, so having this timepiece is very fun. I have to say, Madcave is out there just doing a lot of really fun work. There are some really entertaining outings there, and I really appreciate that all of these Mark London works are gonna come together to try and create this kind of shared universe experience, and I appreciate that they're trying to have so much fun with it. Let me show you a little bit of some of the interiors since we're just opening things. There's just a lot of fun stuff happening right now inside the comic space. The covers I showed earlier, they're convention exclusives, but inside were the #1s of each series, in case I didn't mention that. Also, pre-order cutoff date for Endless Night, May 12th. Now you know I'm not an unboxing influencer. It's harder than it looks. If any of this sounds like it's up your alley, any of the 3 titles are worth checking out. The Hour of the Wolf was my favorite personally, but that's just because I gravitate towards more horror-like things. It's really exciting that there's so many of the indie companies out there who are really pushing the envelope, trying new things, just having a lot of fun with comics and the medium. And all of the extras that went into this are a lot of fun. I'm obsessed with the timepiece, can you tell? Oh look, I said a real influencer thing. Obsessed. But if you want to check it out, you can pre-order by May 12th, and the actual event is coming out on June 4th. Thanks so much to Madcave for sending this my way. It's really appreciated. And as mentioned, if this doesn't strike your fancy, there are so many other things that they're putting out right now that are worth checking out. If this sounds like something you're gonna be checking out, or if you're already reading some Madcave things, please let me know down below. And while you're down there, please hold the YouTube things. Like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notifications so that you never miss a vid. Thanks so much for taking some time to spend discussing comics with me. I always appreciate it, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye. Don't be surprised if you see this in future videos, or don't see it because of where my camera sits. It probably won't be in frame, but I'll be wearing it.